Hello, everybody. I just wanted to address everybody real quick at the start of these readings to thank you all for your subscriptions and comments and all of the views that you guys have sent my way. I really appreciate your guys' intention and enthusiasm to all that we do here on this little channel. Very much so. And once again, as we get into your mid-June general readings, please remember that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. I hope you enjoy them. Here we go.
Hey there, Scorpio. Are you ready to get into it? I'm ready to get into it. This is mid-June general reading for 2017. Thank you guys for joining me here, this little YouTube channel. In this moment in space and time, it's always a pleasure to read for you guys. And I wanted to just take another quick second of your time to thank you while we shuffle up the cards for all your support, views, and likes. You guys were number one on the last set of readings, so thank you for all the views and comments. I really appreciate it. All right, some jumpers. 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. These are cards. It's funny that they flipped out because I've seen, each of these kind of spattered around in the last few readings. And these tend to be cards that are jumping out almost like due to the time of season, right? 4 of Wands with 10 of Cups is celebrating wedding anniversaries, graduations, things that bring the extended family together, those types of celebrations, and then juggling the schedule to accommodate it, right? A lot of signs are seeing similar cards to that just based on the fact that it's a general reading and it is this general time of year, right? We're coming up to the summer solstice, right? Right here, we're at the very longest day of the year coming up, and this is a forecast that includes that date. So, yeah, I hope you're all in a place of abundance, joy, happiness, bliss. And we're going to look at your messages here, Scorpio, for mid-June. I just want you guys to know, if you want to find some new ways to get in touch with me, check the description box down below. I've added a couple new little things as the tarot channel has grown. So has the sort of my efforts in terms of like getting you guys out the messages, the information, the readings on time. And if you want to stay in touch with me, feel free to do so. We're at the free stage. Nobody's here looking to ask you to open up for private readings or anything like that. We're just doing it based on the fact that we're looking for healing energies, and it's what we like to do. Okay, 6 of Wands up in an overall energy at the bottom of the deck. All right, I got to tell you guys a little story because I read the signs in order. And I just finished Libra. Like, I had to take a big, long break because the reading drained me. And it started out with this same card, you guys, in the overall, like, sort of the subconscious, the environment, the behind the scenes, the overall energy, right? And unfortunately for Libra, the cards that came up were all just like brutally draining, and like somebody was really in a bit of a dogfight over there in that sign. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you guys about that. Maybe if you've got some other areas in Libra in your birth charts, make sure to check out that reading. If you're struggling, you may find something there that resonates. But the 6 of Wands in an overall energy is not a bad energy. It was actually sort of the thing that pulled that reading through for Libra. And what it is kind of the acknowledgement of vindication, of victory, of being able to know when you're in the right, and maybe even being, kind of having to suffer through some hardships due to the fact that you're sticking to your guns and that you know that you are right, sort of like Braveheart style and Mel Gibson or whatever, right? This is like that type of energy. Like, nobody's going to convince you otherwise of the fact that you have the key to some sort of success here, or something's going to come your way, or you are rising above other people's preconceived notion to actually have a more clear line of sight on maybe the goal or the truth applied to your situation, whatever it may be. But 6 of Wands is great energy to have in your overall energy, Scorpio. Really stoked to see that there for you guys. As always, let's start on the root chakra, see what's there. 5 of Cups. So a tricky one. There may be some of you definitely kind of in with all of the water that surrounds your sign, a little bit emotional here as we move into summer. Some of you, this could deal with your singularity. For Scorpio singles, I get a sense of that longing, that wanting almost. For Scorpios that are coupled up, it's almost like there could be some situations of wanting to expand, perhaps sexually and and perhaps have your partner open up or see you on the deep levels that you need to be recognized at. That might not be happening for some of you, and some of you might just be feeling a little bit closed off. Like this year there was a lot of expansion energy around Scorpio, but right now where we're at with maybe something to do with your day-to-day life, like how kind of like maybe bored or busy or whatever you might be, there are maybe some certain emotional things that we're either closed off to or neglecting at this time. Okay, Five of Cups is like, it's okay, it's like for grounding energy, but for like overall well-being, Five of Cups is not like the most ideal card to see there. Some of you might be doing that emotional eating, maybe some candy, maybe some junk food, right? Make sure that if you're overboard on the eating too much or eating too little, you may want to, seek out some help or some friends, or just try something new to see if you can like make sure that you're not falling behind when it comes to things like that, because sometimes our emotions are kind of like overwhelming, especially like for you guys, Scorpio, all the attention that is given to them. So yeah, those are just some things I see there with that in root chakra. Let's move on and up into the sacral area, because I think that this Five of Cups that's down here is something that you guys have already figured out. You already like kind of know where you see yourself, like as intuitive as you are, whatever's bothering, you see yourself juxtaposed to that situation in some sort of victory, or you already kind of sort of know the answer. It's just that it could be affecting you on a day-to-day thing. It's like almost like could be traveling back through your subconscious and then affecting other things where, and when you give it the attention, you feel like you have the answer, but then when you don't have it in your attention, the subconscious is always kind of like dragging you back, saying, don't forget about this, you gotta do that, don't forget about it, right? That kind of thing. All right. Sacral energy, one spot up, we've got the Hierophant, and he's reversed. So this sexual expansion I felt, or I spoke on regarding your sign, this one here as well. You may you may have situations of some Scorpios dealing with certain situations of infidelity, or I'm just going to call it like I see it, or maybe reconsidering, requestioning marital vows, things of that nature, based on your current sexual attractions, or maybe is that of your partner. So my heart goes out to you if these cards coupled is like if you're kind of worrying about a long-term lover, or worrying about where a relationship is headed or where it's gone, or recent events that have come up here, just kind of realize here that it's almost like this is occurring naturally. This isn't like, I don't really get the feeling of like fisticuffs or like arguments and shouting and like just like the real nasty. For a slight few of you it might be, but this is more of like, for some viewers, are experiencing a natural end to marriages or relationship cycles at this time, just due to the fact that expansion is not occurring. Hierophant in the sacral area in our creative centers as well could be saying like, maybe we're not having enough trust in ourselves or our partner, and we may be questioning the fidelity unjustly, is possibility there with Hierophant reversed. And probably checking out these tarot readings, and sometimes getting these messages can add to that. But the Hierophant is saying like, you've got to trust yourself. You got to trust what you know is true. And if this is an issue of trust with your partner, it may be something where, give it a little bit of time, give it a little bit of, that clear line of sight, where when you rise above, even your own preconceived notions, you'd have to rise above them to get a clear picture of the truth sort of surrounding that situation. So there's a tricky energy to see there. We're just going to get a quick clarifier on Hierophant. Again, this trust in yourself thing, it also applies to single Scorpios who are probably dealing with like their creative processes. Like I find maybe you have like so many different creative sides to you, or so many different creative outlets, that maybe one is just not in the forefront, or you don't trust yourself enough to just like pick one and run with it, or maybe it's just a situation where you don't think that your work is going to appeal to others, but it just might. Like, it might actually be really very appealing. So, all right. So look at this. Forgiveness, trust, and understanding. These are the three biggies. These are the three passions, the humors they used to call it way back in like the medieval times, right? The like sort of the fluidity of like our the what am I looking for? The outlying boundaries of our understanding of our, everything we can conceive is like understanding, right? And trust and forgiveness, right? These are the things that are propelling us. So whatever this situation is involving with your lack of faith, your lack of trust in somebody, it's saying if we've got a third party situation here, it's almost like as graceful as you can be with it, as almost like emotionally detached as you can be from it, the more successfully it's going to go in terms of getting this victory. It's almost like you don't want to be an aggressor. You don't want to be in a situation where it's like resentment is coming out in like words or like, hasty messaging, things like that. You just want to almost like let sleeping dogs lie. You know what? If one side of the coin is going this way, the other side, can naturally go that way. And there could be situations where these things are very mutual. These certain feelings are very mutual because there is this understanding and forgiveness, I feel, with this Three of Wands upright. It's this natural sort of flow or knowingness that things need to go on, or that there's a certain crossroads or a juncture that comes where we must part ways, or our road converges or diverges again and again and again, right? So those natural understandings. That's kind of heavy, Scorpio. That is kind of heavy, but we're going to move on from that. We're going to see what's going on up here in our willpower, our gut instinct, Hangman reverse. So this is sort of the card of knowing. Like if you were unknowing, then like certainly the Hangman is saying here intuitively you already know, and we touched on that already. We sensed it in the root chakra with this Five of Cups, where it's like when you juxtapose yourself to the situation or to the other person in question, you're aware of how you stand, you're aware of your position, you almost like you are aware of how you feel. You've been through this particular cycle before, I feel, Scorpio, for a lot of you, that where it's like when these things occur naturally and these roads are converging and diverging, this level of detachment sort of that you're going about your daily living with, right? People that might be, used to you acting or being a certain way when you are passionate about something or when you are very involved, they may be surprised to see this new or this kind of unexpected emotional detachment from you. It's almost like you're going to let everybody have their cake and eat it too. You are kind of like at the same time, while you're on your journey, you're more than willing to allow others to sort of come in, get a glimpse of you, but then go, right? And just, because I get a sense with this here is that a lot of you are sort of not tempting fate, but you're not leaving things to chance, leaving things to fate, to be fated. It's almost like a complete cutting out of like anything fatalistic where you're like, no, you know what? Even if it says like I'm a Scorpio with a Sagittarius, on this side of the chart, right? And that is like, or a cusp for somebody, this could be important. It's like, even though these are my attributes or the things that they're fated to say because I identify with this zodiac sign, you might just say, nothing is ever set in stone. I am free to be my own person no matter which way the cookie crumbles. And as that cookie's crumbling, I'm going to take the biggest piece and run with it because I already know how this pans out. I already know how this because you've recalled so much information about the last times that this has occurred for you. And it could be past life stuff. It could be earlier in this life applied to your situation. Kind of interesting to see that reversal on that Hangman there and that gut instinct. Like, that's powerful, Scorpio. That's like what, like, you guys are coming into like reasoning with your higher self of being like, hey, I know you. Why are we here? What is going on? Right? That kind of thing. So it's a good positive energy to see here. Whatever's going on in the mundane world, the emotions, the heart, the relationship side of things, this card here is showing that you guys are like coming out in growth and expansion. So that's nice to see. Now we've got Eight of Wands reversed up in the heart, okay? So when this card is upright, this is like a quick moving energy of messages and of people. So it could involve traveling, and it could involve like hearing from somebody, and that sort of thing. When this card is reversed, on a mundane level, we'll approach it because it's in the heart, and sometimes the little things really come and stick. Like they really can affect the heart chakra with like very subtly without us knowing. So we're gonna address the mundane of the Eight of Wands reversed and say like some of you could be experienced where like somebody is not returning your messages or somebody's not returning your calls, or even you perhaps have some certain voicemails where you just like you cringe when you think about checking it because it's almost like you know what's on the other end or who's on the other end and what they're asking for kind of thing. And you like, again, Scorpio, you want to watch procrastination doesn't get the better of you. Sometimes you're very comfortable to procrastinate, to let things go, but there's certain things that your heart is just like saying, let's get these energies cleared, let's get these things done. Even for those of you with a busy schedule, it's kind of like, why are you waiting around on some of this? You certainly have the power and authority to take care of it. How come you're not doing it, right? And that sort of thing. So there, and it's not like you're the only person that's potentially affected by this. There are other people that could be being slowed down for this, right? So whether this is like sort of a real estate deal for some that is just like taking far too long, like maybe somebody's trying to sell their house or like, and they're just like maybe having to like find a new realtor, or like somebody else here is like waiting for divorce papers to be signed, even though the separation's been a long time and the one person's fallen in love and they're like, oh, can we get married? And they're like, oh no, still have divorce papers. It's not completed, it's not cleared yet, right? That sort of thing is what we have for reversal on Eight of Wands in the heart chakra area. Let's move up to communication. Whoa, lucky you guys. Lucky. Like two little duckies. Look at this, Two of Cups. So you guys could be finding yourself sharing ideas, sharing your feelings, and sharing your emotions with somebody that is reciprocating and sharing their emotions, feelings, and ideas with you. That is point blank the meaning of this card. This is like two people falling in love. This is like two people that can't get enough of each other. This is like me and Bobby McGee or like whoever. I'm so terrible at the references and the analogies for some reason this month. I think it's too hot and I get too much heat in my brain and I just like become a conduit. But anyways, the Two of Cups is a very positive card. It's a very telltale sign of like what it is that you can have the power to bring about. It's almost like there are people who look at you, Scorpio, that are just kind of like in awe, and then you like almost like once you initiate, then this person is like willing to reciprocate because this card is coming up in the communications. So it's almost like if you're crushing, you gotta tell your crush. If you're have a friend and wanting to take it to the new level, you're the one that's got to speak up. You're the one that's got to like give the signals, right? Because like nonverbal communication is a big part of this too. And with Two of Cups, maybe you've got an unspoken thing with somebody, right? Whereas like the smiles and the looks and things like that are going to be like kind of the forefront, the law of flirtation coming for some of you, all right, up in communication. That's really good energy to see there too. Scorpio, you guys are doing quite well, I see, compared to poor Libra when they got this Six of Wands and this victory. They really had to fight for it, and this is kind of like you're already past it and looking back on it in 2020 saying, you know what, whatever fight's headed my way better head the other direction because it's going to get its tail kicked kind of thing, right? So Scorpio, it might be a bit of an assertive and aggressive time for you, but with Two of Cups energy in your communication, I feel a lot of you will be kind of sort of more optimistic and happy about what's going on, that you'll be minding your tongues and minding, those little triggers that tend to piss you off from time to time. Okay, here we go. Up in the third eye section, we have Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so I mentioned this. Somebody trying to sell their home and they're just not like having very much luck at it, or they're not getting the asking price that they want for it. Is again here in Ten of Pentacles. As well, for some of you, this could be like dreaming big. For some of you, this could be like wondering where does earth end and heaven begin, when, like, for those of you Scorpios that are watching this that are like maybe very successful, more mature, have self-actualized, because we got that feeling with this Hangman reverse. Doesn't mean you have to be old to be self-actualized or mature to be self-actualized. You can do it when you're very young. But the point I'm trying to get at is some of you may have reached a point in success where you're like, okay, now spiritually, intuitively, what does this mean? I have material abundance, I have material success, but what does it all mean? Could it all be taken away tomorrow? God forbid. We hope that nothing for that for anybody, right? But you guys are almost like you're questioning that. Like, where does earth stop and heaven begin? Like, why? Like, please feel at this time like the comforts that are blessed upon you, we need to remember to be in gratitude for the small things, so that the overwhelming abundance for that is upon some of you does not get too overwhelming, or it does not like stir your spirit the wrong way, so to speak, right? Because it's like, if for some of you, if you're not partnered up, right, if this Two of Cups is something you're communicating a wanting or a longing for, look at this same couple. I'm just going to flip this card upright for the time being, but look at this same couple, like, towards closer to the end of their journey, right? In this one here, it's like, what have they done? What have they accomplished? And if they are still together, maybe what we're doing, some of you may just be deciding it's time to, like, downsize and run away, elope with the love of your life, and maybe go see the world, travel the world. Maybe all of your material success doesn't mean bupkis to you, and then now somebody's going to come along and inspire you, and you might be, ready to sell the farm and go and, see Tijuana or whatever it might be, right? So that's that kind of energy up there, and it could be just very much wishful thinking for some of you. If you're not resonating with that line of success that I believe this card was for some people, if you're still, Scorpio, on that road to, like, maybe certain adversities or hardships that are stalling you out from getting to Ten of Pentacles energy, sort of building your mini empire, building your life, building your security, wondering, paycheck to paycheck, is everything gonna be all right? It shows here that you guys have done some significant work in feeling gratitude for your small blessings and for where you've been already, so that this can come. Just, this is a friendly reminder not to forget, sort of thing. Okay. All right, 10 Pentacles there. Let's get a quick clarifier on 10. You guys only had one clarifier this reading, but, sometimes I just, like, I want to know more. I just, like, feel like I should know more, should be giving you guys more. Other times I'm like, I'm just ready to move on, right? And it's kind of like when my mind goes blank, and then it's like, oh, okay, I got nothing left to spew. I have nothing left to say, so we'll move on. And then sometimes, like, that happened with that 10, and then it, like, came back and flashed, so... All right, let's see what else we've got here. Security 59. Here we go. That's what they call it, the grocery store. Security 59. What is it? Are you guys maybe worried about some certain sharing that could go on? Maybe some of you with divorce, prenuptial agreements, that we're following that plot line. This Five of Swords comes into play here. You're kind of wanting to protect what's yours. You're kind of wanting to make sure that, nobody has the best of you while you're still being fulfilled, kind of thing. You guys are, it's like almost like you're coming out to play, you're coming out to dance, but, like, it's almost like you don't want to get caught, or you don't want to, be there when the lights go out, and then it's like everybody, or in your case, when the lights come on, and then have to scrounge around and do it. So some of you could find yourself in a period of solitude, right, while you just kind of contemplate and reflect on this. And as well, for some of you, you may just be deciding that cutting certain people out of your life, if this is the case, will be a situation, would maybe free you up for new things to come, but it's going to involve a bit of a balance with previous, with past, with other things, with journeying that's coming along, right? These cards pretty much reminded me to tell somebody about loose ends in the past and things like that, right? Where it's like where it came up. So, but not too bad of energy, all right, with 10 of Pentacles. Not too much more clarity either. I think we pretty much nailed it, the nail on the head. Let's see what's up in Crown Chakra. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So, Scorpio, some of you may be inspired lately by Capricorn or Virgo, right? Perhaps by Taurus. Perhaps someone's generosity has really like resonated with you or lifted your spirits as of late. Or this could be your energy, this could be your generosity, and this could be you dedicating or devoting your time to somebody who thinks highly of you. And they don't have to be of this age, this middle age. They could be a younger person, I feel. But somebody is really appreciative of you. Somebody is really grateful for your time and your efforts, your energies, and your resources. Or vice versa. You could be feeling this about somebody. All right. And this energy is kind of like the universe's or source's little break for you, little blessing for you. This, and there could be also clues in this for where we were saying before, like where do I stop and where does another begin, right? Like everything is kind of flowing in harmony, I feel, for a lot of you guys. And if it's not, this could be the thing. This could be the Queen of Pentacles saying, all right, how harmonious you are may have to do with how you're allocating your time, how you're, and what you're doing with it, who you're spending it with, and, kind of how you've purposed yourself, so to speak, is what we get with Queen of Pentacles coming in and Crown Chakra. It's heavy to see a big court card like that come into Crown. So for some of you, that is your Two of Cups or your Five of Cups relationship. Out with the old, in with the new, and this is involving an earth sign here as well. So that's kind of the big one that I see here. All right, just a quick recap. This is your powerhouse. I'm drawn back to this card. It's just kind of like, what do you know that nobody else knows? What do you have going on that like people are just like, you're not going to get deterred or sidetracked, all right? All right. You guys have got number 32, Here and Now. These are Colette Barron's Read Wisdom of the Oracle cards. They're pretty good. I've been reading from the book from these for this set of readings. And this is card 32, Here and Now. So very Eckhart Tolle would love this card, right? Because he believes in like living in the moment and like that there is nothing else, right? Well, I don't know what he believes. I shouldn't speak for him. But at the same time, like that's kind of what uplifted him or catapulted him to his major revelation was the instantaneity. Is that a word? Instantaneity? Instantaneousness of the moment, like, and how he found himself there and was able to connect with his higher self in that moment. So, here and now, everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. It's not easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, maybe more fun, more reliable, or more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, and whether you have the relationship you desire or not, tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and improve your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Do you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and the now. Okay, that's a very beautiful message. I think it capstones with it. Some of you guys might even come and check this same reading out maybe in like a week or a few days just to kind of like maybe remind yourself of this here and now. But it's really good energy that you can direct forward for you. But I have a feeling intuitively you guys are like maybe there plus a few steps ahead. So it's really good to see, Scorpio. As always, a pleasure to read your cards. Know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.